What's going on, Soul Nation? Ginger Prime here with some updated thoughts regarding Torchlight 3's early access program and just the game and the state of the game overall. But this isn't just about my thoughts, this is a player feedback, so we're also going to dive into your comments and see what you guys have to say, what you're hoping for Torchlight 3, or your general frustration around the game and the early access so far. So there's a lot that we're going to do and hopefully have a lot of fun in this conversation regarding this upcoming action RPG that's in early access, but it really still feels like a paid beta, especially because there is a character wipe with the game itself. But to start you guys off, just a simple update. They've been patching the game, and the stability of the game has improved immensely from my experience. As I started to play the game and try to actually play at least all the characters up to a certain level, I was not able to do that over the course of this weekend. However, I've been able to sit down and get in the game, have no connection issues, and return to the game whenever I want without fear of not being able to play it. I've been able to team up with other people, and outside the occasional bug, it's been a thrilling experience. I have to say, from a humbling perspective, right out the gate, the Forge, the robot, I didn't want to like, and it's not because I have some anti-robot agenda. I just didn't really care for the character model, but playing the Forged has been incredible. And overall, getting a feel for each of the classes, I have to say Dusk Mage still my favorite. I'm definitely a caster main at heart, and that's just going to speak to how I like to play video games. But the Forge has this weird, compelling nature to it that has definitely sucked my attention and my excitement in. It just looks like a badass overall when playing, and that's why you've probably seen a lot of footage of people playing the Forge. But I'm going to switch up the footage. I'm going to throw in some other footage that I have of me playing other characters, because they are all, I think, pretty well rounded, with the exception of the Railmaster. I just like the fact that he's called Railmaster. He's a weird pet class overall, and it really revolves around using the train. Anyway, I'll be playing all these characters. I'm going to do some deep dives later once I get more time with them. Enough time to understand the skills and the mechanics and more. But this is where the curiosity starts and stops, because I think what best way to describe the game is from y'all's perspective in the comments. And that's why let's go ahead and just dive into our comments and talk about them for a little bit, and then I'll give some more final thoughts here later on in the video. I just wanted to get it out ahead and focusing on the stability, because that's really key to the whole thing. Anyway, and I'm going to butcher the names sometimes of people, so please forgive me on that. I'm going to say Merez here says Torchlight 3 has still got much from Torchlight Frontiers. Then it has to be a Torchlight 2 successor. Maybe I'll look into this game again whenever the development is ended. At this point, the company is not seeing my money for this sort of quote-unquote mobile game. Played both versions of the game, and Torchlight 3 Alpha and Torchlight Frontiers, and nope, not my Torchlight. Neither feeling nor the basics. When you want to play a good Torchlight, get Torchlight 2, and then maybe the Synergy mod. The game here is a ripoff for those people who actually like the Torchlight franchise. It is boring, it is stupid, it's a huge downgrade from what Torchlight 2 had to offer, and they had just taken Torchlight 2 and made it prettier or whatnot, and fixed the critical point about which put a new story and they had a cool game instead of this crap. But no, they wanted to make an MMORPG Torchlight fall on their faces, and when it changed direction at the time, they fell with their faces into a huge warm cowpat. It's still bad. It's still not Torchlight. It doesn't offer the things that Torchlight is known for: addable spell, passive skills, huge amounts of skills, a nice graphics, nice loot, unique ideas, and yeah. And so that is really, I think, a really good comment to highlight right out of the gate. My personal qualms are character reset, and somebody even said that they might actually let you keep the characters, and thinking of this as like a preseason model, but at the end of the day, on Steam talks about my characters being reset, so I'm not taking it too seriously, and I'm treating it as a paid beta. And I know that. I opted into that before I spent the money. If I had spent the money and then realized all of this, I think I would definitely be frustrated. Now, as to the concept of Torchlight Frontiers, Torchlight 2, the concept of not my Torchlight, at the end of the day, I'm always going to root for the development success. Yes, they made a shift, and yes, this is based off of Torchlight Frontiers. Yes, you feel the MMORPG as a part of it. Will that ultimately be good or bad for the game? I don't know. I like MMORPGs, but it's not for everybody. And then an MMORPG with that isometric character progression and hopefully some more. When I say isometric character possession, that seems like a silly phrase. With an isometric perspective and like this real deep character progression, that is great. However, and I know I should attest to the skills and the lacks of passives and things like that. Those somewhat exist. The UI, it feels very mobile-esque. I think that's one of the things that while the game does, I think, look beautiful, and I enjoy my time in the environments, it's going to be, we'll have to see how I end up, what conclusion I come to at the end of the day. Is it going to be fun to look at in 30 hours and 60 hours and 160 hours, 300 hours? How is this going to play out as a part of that rotation, as a part of just the normal like day in and day out? Is this a game that's going to fill that void? But is it also a game that's going to offer lots of different build possibilities, or are we just kind of sitting down with a kind of a oversimplifying UI when it comes to skill management and more? I don't know. Like on the other hand, you have Wolcen, which was very complex in its UI arrangement, but it also was plagued with lots of bugs. So there seems to be some kind of early access pattern. Ideally, this will be a game that they can really listen to the players and deliver it. And from this perspective, hopefully this will become your Torchlight. This is Torchlight 3. Hopefully they can bring this up, deliver it to you guys in a way that you want, especially for those who are on the fence or who are frustrated with the overall game. Omar says, yes, this sounds like a paid beta. The character wipe for me is a no-go, especially from paying for the game. And that's outside of being somebody who is generally interested in providing that feedback to you guys in video form. That's the only reason I opted in now, is that way I can help educate you on if this is a product to purchase and when to purchase it. And so that was like, yep, I can opt into that, and that's okay. But yeah, it's still a paid beta, and I'm going to keep saying that unless they take away the possibility of a character wipe, because otherwise then if at the end of the day when they announce the release date and I'm starting over from scratch, well, that's not going to be fun, you know. But I'm okay if they let me keep those characters and then there's a new season or kind of seasonal character model that we go with it. But we'll have to wait and see. I'll keep you guys updated here on the channel. Zatheth Gaming says, wasn't expecting Selbina music to be in the background of the video. Thanks for the info. Yeah, I do like to surprise every now and then. I have massive amounts of love for especially Final Fantasy music overall, so you'll catch that. Destiny music, even Anthem music from time to time. Just really like good video game music to kind of, you know, accentuate the videos. You really can't hear it if you're not with headphones, so usually it ends up being quite subtle. I don't know what yet I'm going to choose for this video, but I guess you'll find out when you're listening to it. Justin says, what I love about the channel is the honest, no hype, no unnecessary drama, just honest words about games. Proud to sub. Thank you, Justin. I've been shouting you out in a couple other videos. I really like the comment. It really helps, and I would say is, you know, credit, you know, keep me honest, keep me accountable in that regards. It's easy to get caught up in drama, and I'm trying not to. It's not that we can't discuss drama on the channel, but sometimes there's a place for it, and I'm finding that's better suited for live streams, because then it can be more of a discussion about what is going on as opposed to me like trying to play something up for whatever sake. And then anyway, Fantasy Gamer says, couldn't agree more. Thank you, Fantasy, for weighing in there. Ryan says, not really hearing many good things about Torchlight 3, and I stick with like PoE 2. Can't believe they slapped a $30 price tag on this, and it's expected to get even higher release. Was actually looking forward to this one. Oh well, rip. Again, I think when it comes down to the release of this game, we're not there yet. And my one thing is the character wipe. I'm not going to harp on that anymore going forward, but I think that would end up serving the players much better overall if that didn't exist. Otherwise, there's no way in my mind I can justify this is not a paid beta. Omega says, love to, but I didn't even know this was a thing. Glad I started following you. Think I'm going to wait till 1.0 though. That's going to be the best bet. If you can survive the hype, that's going to be the best bet. It might even be whenever we actually officially get a release date announced, that might be a time to consider it, depending on what kind of prices and more. But even with Wolcen being kind of a, hey, heads up, warning, pay attention to this, this could be a problem. Even with that, like, it launched and it had all these new problems. So yeah, it's honestly best to sit back and wait. There's plenty of other really awesome games to play, even a lot of free games that cost nothing, especially when we talk about Phantasy Star Online 2. If they could freaking fix the store, on Windows. Man, I just can't wait for Steam to come out. Hopefully that smooths that whole thing over in the end, but we'll have to wait and see and go from there. Romulus Prime 29 says, I would love this to be on Switch as I'm playing Torchlight 2 while actually watching this video. And for me, Switch, PC, PlayStation, I don't know why I said PC, Xbox, like all the platforms, when it comes to a game, especially if it supports crossplay right out of the gate, that's going to be critical. That's actually one of the things that I'm just waiting for Minecraft Dungeons to support, because that game is so much fun. Obviously, it's when you compare this to Minecraft Dungeons, I would say go play Minecraft Dungeons. It's stable. You've got characters. They're going to be there. We're not running into these different issues. There are issues, and that game just got patched a little bit, and that's just the nature of gaming nowadays. And beyond just that aspect, it's like, yeah, but that's also a complete game. It's ready. You can purchase it and go from there. It's also the same price. Minecraft Dungeons launching at $30 with 2 DLC packs. So if you're looking for an action RPG, yeah, it has the Minecraft aesthetic, but it isn't Minecraft. Totally worth it. I would recommend that while you wait, or play Torchlight 2. It's out on Steam. It's $20 and go nuts. You know, it should definitely be played. Death Monkey XL says, I've been playing, I played the Torchlight Frontiers Early Access Beta, maybe the Alpha, and it was so long ago, they only got to play as the robot. I was waiting for updates, and they canceled it and rebranded it as Torchlight 3. I was still in the beta, but I lost interest by then. So it's, the robot, like I said at the beginning, for me feels the most fleshed out of all the characters that they have. And maybe it's because that was the first one introduced. I didn't want to like it, just aesthetically. I don't know why. It just kind of was like, well, all right. And so I picked the Railmaster, then I played the Mage, and then I played the Archer, and I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to sit down and make this video today, I should at least have experience with all of them. And hot dead blam it, like, geez Louise, that was so fun playing the robot. So it's going to be a fun balance, I think, as I continue to play and level up in the game and get the characters to the cap. Then, you know, that's going to be my goal, understand them, see what the end game's like, and as they eventually add in the real end game that's supposed to be in the next couple of months, it's kind of nice that it isn't all there. There isn't this pressure to rush all the way to the end. It feels like I do have some time. But yeah, it is what it is. We'll have to go from there and continue on. Mr. Botox, or Bojax, excuse me, says, if you like Torchlight 1 and 2, then avoid this. It's an awful mobile port, and the fact that they're changing this is for a disgrace. And I don't get the feeling that it feels like a mobile game, and I have very kind of a very bad taste. Mobile games put a very bad taste in my mouth, namely with one kind of mindset, especially when it's mobile only. So if they brought this game in its state where you could play it on PC and mobile and, you know, platforms, and it was cross-platform, that's fine and dandy at the end of the day. They're charging for it, but $30, especially if it's this always online game, they're gonna obviously have ways that they're gonna try to get more money out of the pockets. And that's always to be considered whenever deciding to play a game. Not that you can't choose to support it, it's all a matter of how they end up making that relationship. Do they make you feel like you have to spend money? Or do they make the game so good that you want to spend money and therefore support the game that you're enjoying playing? I think the latter, the one that the game's so good that you want to support it, is the best way to go. But not all the time do we run into that ideal situation. So again, even if it was designed for mobile and they brought it to PC, honestly, that's a plus in my book, because if they just ever released it just on mobile, that would be frustrating. Ultimately, I wouldn't frustrated with it. Ezreal says, never been this early on a video. Good content. Thanks, Ezreal. And then Sektakarikit says, love Torchlight and Torchlight 2. So psyched. Thanks for the info. You're very welcome. Glad you found the channel, and hopefully you come back for more videos. Sorry. Anyway, I almost said sub, but now I said sub, so oh well. Anyway, that's my plug. We'll keep moving on. R34P3R218 says, I had no idea Torchlight 3 was a thing, and then on top of that, I had no idea that it was originally Torchlight Frontiers. I really like the way that Torchlight 3 is trying to go and what they're setting to accomplish, and it's so unfortunate that the awful day one stability has enraged over 60% of the consumers, according to the review bombs. And there's a lot of bug fixes too, and there's a very common one that we can see things that haven't done in the first quest in the game, locking up a lot of content. Also, the most annoying thing is ever failing just below half health, and the narrator keeps going, "You're dying," every time, and there needs to be some setting to turn this off. Couldn't agree more on the narrator. It helps sometimes if I'm not paying attention, but at the end of the day, still, it is what it is. Geared this underwhelmingly unlike Torchlight 2 with the different options of variety we had with equipment. And then Icy Mo says, too bad that early access isn't on PS4. The Brent Bunn says, amazing video. Don't know if that's a bot. I don't know. It's pretty girl. I'll keep going on. Snork the Scarecrow says, this game is stupid fun, as is most ARPGs. I have never played a Torchlight game before, but the world is unique compared to other ARPGs, and the art teams think the brown and the gray are the only colors. So obviously looking at Diablo, and Diablo 4 is a lot of fun, guys. If you haven't been following that game, I've been able to play it a couple times. Love it. Love Diablo 4. Looking forward to it, especially if it's cross-play. So very excited about the future of the Diablo franchise, but it is nice to kind of have these colors and the pops and the different characters and more. Zisix says, visually it's a step down for Torchlight 2. So far it looks like a mobile game, to be honest. So I'm glad you're not playing the machine guy in the video like everyone else does. So you will see some machine guy video footage in this one. But yeah, like I went, like I said already, Railmaster, Dust Mage, and then that's when I couldn't create new characters or play for a little bit, but then they eventually got that patch. So I was really happy to share that it is stable, but we'll have to see. And so I wonder if they'll end up upgrading the visuals overall for it, and if there's going to be a content roadmap that they'll have afterwards in terms of the game itself. DR Slit here says, doubtful that it was a mobile game for a long time, and they announced it was going to be Torchlight 3 instead, and they really did nothing but port it, and it will never live up to the Torchlight 2 community wanted gameplay and visuals wise. I don't know. That's a function of time, and you could completely be right, DR. And I'm not gonna try to change your mind, because that's just not what this is about. It's about hopefully having that conversation. However, it's a function of time, and it's a function of what the developers want to do, and they can always change it. Like, it's still early access. They could change it if they want to, if it's a part of their budget. We really don't know. It is unfortunate that I do feel that the Torchlight, the core Torchlight community, is disappointed in the overall release of the game. At least the state of the game at the moment, especially as it's gone from Torchlight Frontiers to Torchlight 3. But here we are. And my perspective, right or wrong, and you don't have to agree with me, I'm going to root for the game. I'm going to root for the devs. I'm going to root for that at the time of release, that when this game is finally out, it's a good game and people are having fun with it. That's all I really care about. And then the devs get paid and that they continue to make great content for the game. And if that takes a year, then so be it. And I hope that they can serve the Torchlight 2 community. But that's going to be where I have to leave it. Ultimately, I have no control. All I can do is inform you guys of the state of the game, my thoughts about it, and in this case, y'all's thoughts about it as well. So if you guys have any additional thoughts about the game, if you're playing it, if you're having fun, love to know in the comments of this video, and hopefully we can continue these player feedback series where we dive into your comments and I can kind of expound on my thoughts a little bit better, hopefully better. Anyway, that's gonna wrap this video up. I do want to say thank you so much to SirsX for hitting that join button and being a member here at the Ginger Prime, being a soul dragon. And also welcome Jesse for hitting that join button at the $1 level. Jesse, you pushed us over our goal and we were able to add a new emote as a part of the member rewards. So thanks Jesse, and thank you SirsX. And now it looks like we're 5 members away from our next goal of another emote, and I've got more emotes in the pipeline ready to start rocking and rolling for some future live streams down the line here on YouTube. Guys, I love you. I love your faces. Hopefully this video brings a smile to your face and you enjoy the content here. If you do, if you feel like we've earned it and you haven't subbed, hit that subscribe button. And if you have, if you're already subbed, you're amazing and beautiful and very, very attractive. That's what you get occasionally. You get occasional compliments and with videos. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the content. If there's anything you need, just let me know, and I'll see if I can't kind of expound on it or explore the idea in future videos. But until next time, I'll see you later. Take care. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. This video is sponsored by me. If you guys like podcasts and long-form content, I hope you check out Ginger Gaming Radio. Link will be in the description of this video below. So if you're still watching this video, thank you, and check out the new channel for more content, and hopefully you enjoy. Thank you.